The frozen reason your warmth is thawing something your body never knew it was touching. And in Siberia in 2020, it punched a crater 50 meters wide into frozen ground without a single warning sign. That crater wasn't an earthquake. It wasn't volcanic. It was pressure. Ancient, compressed gas that your world's heat finally released. And it happened while you slept. Beneath 1/4 of the Northern Hemisphere's land, a layer of soil has been frozen since before your species existed. Permafrost, some of it reaches 1,500 meters down. It has been keeping something locked away from you. Methane, a greenhouse gas 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide over a 20-year window, compressed inside an ice matrix that's been sealed, held, buried for 50 millennia. For 100 years, you've been warming the air above it. Each degree of atmospheric rise accelerates the thaw. The tundra has been holding its breath. Right now, in real time, it's starting to exhale. Here's what nobody explains clearly. The tundra doesn't just melt from the top down. It breathes. It pulses. As ice thaws beneath the surface, the soil loses the rigid structure that held it solid for eons. Ancient organic matter, mammoth grass, compressed moss, prehistoric vegetation from epochs that have no human name, begins to decompose for the first time in 50,000 years. Bacteria wake, and as they eat, they produce methane. Enormous volumes of it rising through soil that can no longer hold its shape. This process is called thermokarst. The land literally collapses inward. Lakes appear where solid ground stood for millennia. Hillsides slump. Entire forests tilt sideways as the soil beneath their roots liquefies. In Alaska, they call them drunk forests, trees leaning every direction, falling in slow motion, the ground beneath them no longer solid. But here's what the textbooks left out. The methane building beneath those slumping landscapes isn't only escaping slowly. In specific conditions, it does something else entirely. It explodes, not a metaphor. In July 2020, in the Yamal Peninsula, a place whose name in the local Nenets language means end of the world, the ground blew open. A crater 50 meters wide and 20 meters deep appeared overnight. No seismic event, no volcanic trigger, just pressure, just gas with nowhere left to go. Satellite imagery had caught something beforehand. A bulge. The land had been inflating for months, a mound pressurizing from below as trapped methane accumulated, swelling until the frozen lid couldn't hold. Then the lid came off. Scientists have now cataloged over 7,000 of these mounds across Siberia. They're watching them, measuring them. They are still inflating. Here is the part that should stop you cold. This is a feedback loop. Permafrost releases methane. Methane warms the atmosphere. A warmer atmosphere thaws more permafrost. More permafrost releases more methane. The cycle feeds itself. Past a certain threshold, it doesn't need your car or your power plant to keep running. It runs on its own. The Arctic permafrost holds an estimated 1.7 trillion tons of carbon, twice the carbon currently suspended in Earth's entire atmosphere. All human industrial activity combined releases roughly 40 billion tons per year. The permafrost is sitting on 42 times that, locked under ice. Held by frozen ground that is now thawing faster than any climate model in human history predicted. And here's the callback to what you thought you already knew. The most aggressive projections from the 1990s put severe permafrost thaw 70 years into the future. The current data puts it now. Some regions are thawing at rates with no analog in the last 11,000 years. Every model was wrong, not slightly wrong, decades wrong. In 2021, localized readings near the Yamal craters registered methane concentrations 1,900 times above background levels. One region, one season, and that methane doesn't stay in Siberia. It enters the same jet stream that moves air over your city. Your lungs pull from the same atmosphere the Yamal Peninsula is exhaling into. Here's how this reaches your body specifically. Methane disrupts atmospheric circulation. The jet stream, the pressure differential system that decides where storms form, where rain falls, where your drinking water originates, is partially governed by the temperature gap between the Arctic and lower latitudes. As the Arctic warms and that gap narrows, the jet stream weakens. It meanders. It slows. Storms stall over cities for weeks instead of days. Heat domes lock in and hold. Atmospheric rivers unload years of rainfall in hours. This isn't projection. The stalled storm systems, the record heat domes, the atmospheric instability you've been watching and living through, these have fingerprints traceable to permafrost thaw, to methane, to frozen ground that isn't frozen anymore. Your weather is downstream of a tundra that's been holding something back for 50,000 years and is no longer holding. And here is the question scientists cannot yet answer. Is there a threshold, a specific methane concentration in the atmosphere, after which the feedback loop becomes fully self-sustaining, after which no human action changes the trajectory, after which the tundra simply finishes what it started, regardless of what we do next. Some models say we're decades from knowing. Some say the measurements we already have suggest the answer is already locked in. The permafrost doesn't send warnings. It inflates, it pressurizes, then it sends craters. 7,000 mounds, still growing, still holding their breath. What are they waiting for?